It's been a while since I've made one of these, and some of my top 10 videos are actually the most watched on this channel, so who knows, maybe I need to reevaluate my priorities. Anyway, I'm that person who's always rooting for the underdogs, and the Wii U is no exception. I was always interested in the Wii U from the get-go. I still love this console. I'm not gonna lie and say I'd play it every day, as there really isn't any console I have any interest in playing every day. Perhaps if we were back in the 90s, but today, I'm no kid. As you can tell by my subscriber count, YouTube does not pay the bills. This list is not in order of preference, and it has nothing to do with popular opinion either. If you're looking for another cut and paste cookie cutter list that starts with a first party Nintendo title that ends with like Breath of the Wild, I assure you, you're in the wrong place. This list may very well end with Devil's Third. I've been playing Tekken since the first. Still own that original copy. Now while the original Tekken never won me over, or two for that matter, by Tekken 3 I was a believer. And by the time I got Tekken Tag Tournament, it was all over. This was my mainstay, so spending many hours with friends into the wee hours of the night trying to prove who was the best was commonplace, and Tekken Tag Tournament was the game to do this. Now, the only version of Tekken Tag 2 I ever played was on the Wii U, and by this time, it was a welcomed addition. The Wii U edition had one feature which to me is still outstanding. You can use the Wii Pad to do entire combos. Now, I agree, this could easily be considered a cheat or training wheels, but hey, I'm not trying to be the next esports champ. And by this point in my life as a gamer, I didn't give a shit. The days of spending hours on end trying to figure out the latest and greatest combos were long over. Just like Capcom vs SNK on the GameCube, where you could use that retarded C-stick to do special moves, this was even cooler. Gaming greatness. Yeah, I said it. ZombiU was the first title I got when I picked up my Wii U at GameStop. I was interested in this title from the trailers, but when I got it, I respected it even more. This is where the Wii Pad was put to even better use than in Tekken Tag 2. In the early days of the Wii U, some of the complaints about the Wii Pad were, it's not intuitive to be looking from your screen to the Wii Pad. Well, I love VR gaming, so maybe anything that requires a gamer to put out any effort more than, let's say, looking at a screen is just way too hard. And me thinking the Wii U gamepad is actually intuitive is just a me thing. ZombiU was great. I had a few issues with it, especially how the final section was dealt with. Kinda left me feeling slightly violated actually. But a great and unforgettable experience nonetheless. When I think about my time with Blacklist, it reminds me of Hitman Absolution. Hitman Absolution was the first Hitman game I ever played, and although the critics treated it harshly, I absolutely loved it, and have to say it was a great first impression. Same goes for Blacklist. Splinter Cell Blacklist was the first Splinter Cell game I really sat down to play. I had tried an earlier version on the 360, or was it on the original Xbox, in an attempt to get some system link co-op going, but for some reason that now escapes me, it just didn't fly. So Blacklist was it. The critics had some shit to say about this as well, but fuck 'em. Fuck 'em sideways running. Blacklist was an amazing experience from beginning to end. While the story wasn't anything to write home about, the visuals, the voice acting, the stealth, and even the multiplayer were great. One thing though, and it was a harsh lesson I learned with buying third-party games for the Wii U. I learned this lesson with Call of Duty Ghosts. Third parties were treated like the unwanted stepchild on the Wii U. Very little developer support and empty lobbies. Everyone you met in a multiplayer lobby was automatically upgraded to best friends status. as friends on the Wii U were few and far in between, especially friends you wanted to play a specific game with. Splinter Cell Blacklist was some good times regardless.
The Blacklist is live. Now.
Now here's a game I did not expect to like. Other than having a good time gaming with my children, I really don't go for kids games. Just like my tastes in movies, I like my games rated M. So when I saw the ads for Splatoon, I figured, not with a 10-foot fucking pole. All I saw was some shit like what I used to see on Nickelodeon, a huge chaotic mess. But man was I wrong. Before Splatoon, I couldn't remember when last I played a platform game. I'm not even going to get into how original it was or how interesting it was that Nintendo found a way to make a game with basically no violence work so well with guns. You know, I'm looking at this list and thinking, the Wii U has really opened my eyes to some games and genres that I really didn't give a fuck about before. I've heard about Bayonetta. I've heard the hype surrounding the character since the 360 and the PS3 heydays, but I was never interested. You see, much like with Splatoon, I abhor chaos. And when I saw Bayonetta videos, that's all I saw. A developer who loves chaos with some tits and ass sprinkled in. But Bayonetta proved to be so much more. The visuals, the controls, the voice acting... Wait, what the fuck am I saying? The voice acting was shit. Only die-hard anime fans would think otherwise.
Ah shit! Come on! It's my freaking birthday!
But this game was worth it regardless. I got the bundle including part 1 and 2. I have not gotten over to part 2 yet, but I will.
Jesus, you really get into this shit, don't you?
Now, second to ZombiU, this is where the Wii Pad was again used brilliantly. Most say the Switch is what the Wii U should have been. But either way, the second screen is missed. Other than the benefits illustrated in games like this and ZombiU, I like the idea of being able to play a multiplayer game without the split screen bullshit. But here in Arkham City Armored Edition, we were introduced to yet another great use for this second screen. This easily made Arkham City one of my best superhero experiences at the time.
That actually is pretty funny.
This is another franchise I started late. I never played a Deus Ex game before this. The thing about me and underdog consoles is, when I invest in one, I invest. I'll try my best to get all the games I can within reason. So I could have bought this on another platform, but this wasn't like COD. I know I didn't have to worry about not being able to get map packs or find people to interact with in PvP, so I was good. Getting this on the Wii U made sense, especially since I was trying to grow my library. I wasn't blown away by this first outing with Adam Jensen, but I did like it, and played it all the way through. I found this game to have a dated feel, and not like it should have been on the PS3, more like a PS2 kind of feel. But I powered through it, and it led me to an interest in the franchise. I've had Mankind Divided for years, never touched it, but I will.
The choice is yours. Do you believe you have the wisdom to choose an appropriate future for mankind?
This franchise wasn't new to me. I played the first Fatal Frame on the original Xbox and loved it. So when I heard there was a Wii U exclusive coming, it immediately became high on my must-have list. This game is spooky enough, creepy enough, and although there have been several other iterations in the series, this one still had that original vibe to it. Being able to use the Wii pad as your camera was something no other installment had. The perfect controller for this unique game. Racing games are similar to fighting games in my life as a gamer. There's always a place for them, even if I feel I've outgrown them. There's always a time when I just want something more pick up and play, be it a fighting game, a racing game, or a beat 'em up. I've been playing Need for Speed since the first on the Sega Saturn, and while I tried but could not love the game then, I certainly grew to do just that. Need for Speed has improved significantly over the years, and although the entitled bratty gamers of today insist on taking a collective shit on the franchise, I believe it continues to improve. Need for Speed Most Wanted U is one of the last great racing games I've played from start to finish. Well, maybe not finish, as I'm not sure a game like this really ends, but I had some great times with it though. Controls, visuals, car selection, all on point. Funny thing about this one of the things I kept hearing about this game at the time, it's a DS port, so the visuals took a hit. I didn't notice this. Personally, I think this game is beautiful and one of my favorite RE games. The final boss was hard as nails, and I personally hate that final boss shit. You can see my Wolfenstein review to get a better understanding of my feelings towards this. But hard end boss or not, this was a great game. If I were to list my favorite RE games of all time, this would be way up there, holding a close second to Code Veronica on the Dreamcast. Yes, I have played the RE2 remake. Breath of the Wild. No, I know the fact that this game wasn't anywhere on this list means many who have watched, who the fuck am I kidding? The 5 or so of you who watched this video probably long left and disliked this video. But I'm not a Zelda fan. The main reason I own this game is because, I won't lie, it looks pretty good. And just like Super Mario Odyssey, I may become a believer after playing this, but I have it on a shelf. And I repeat, I cannot or at least will not include a title I either do not like, never played, or couldn't give a rat's ass about. Yeah, my lists are honest and personal, which would explain my popularity here on YouTube. I like this game. I'm no Mario fan. Odyssey made me a believer, but long before Odyssey I started playing this. And one day, someday I'm gonna finish it. I love the way this game looks, and that was its main draw. Then playing it, I realized I may be missing out.
Yeah, well that, doesn't usually happen.
Yet another game I bought simply because I wanted to add more titles to my meager library. I'm not saying this game isn't worthy though, I just never found the time to invest in it. I played it for a bit and stopped, but it's definitely on my bucket list. This here is on the list for one reason. I love my children. My kids are also 2 of my 3 best friends, so we used to play this a lot. And while I'd probably never have touched this otherwise, it was valuable and unforgettable time well spent with my 2 amazing girls. Good times. I did a review on the game called Grip Combat Racing. And in that review I said, sometimes I buy games solely on aesthetics. This goes a lot for racing games, and damn does this game look good. I was never good with these ultra fast warp speed games, but I do love trying. This game is not only beautiful, but it works, and it works real well. I didn't put it in the top 10 because, well, I didn't really play it that much. I'm thinking I should though.
Amaze! I came in first!
God damn, I can hear those face palms smashing right now. Yeah, this game is here for the same reason Nintendo Land is. I love my kids, and I play the shit out of this silly ass game with my youngest daughter. Good times for my kids equals good times for me. Nothing like building that family bond. So that's it, another potentially offensive list from the Lab Video Game TV. To all who support my channel and are even mildly entertained, I thank you. And support by subbing, liking, sharing, commenting, hitting the bell. If I pissed you off, well, I'm amazed that you watched this far. Your view, dislike, and comment, good or bad, still helps, so thanks to you too. Our game is never over.